Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Happier Life podcast. I'm your host, Clare Deacon. After deciding survival wasn't enough, I set out on a path to live my best life. I wanted to thrive. Now I'm on a mission to support others. Think you're not good enough, confident enough, brave enough? I'm here to tell you you are, and you can achieve anything. This is your time, so let's do this. Hello and welcome to the Happier Life podcast. I'm Clare Deacon, positive psychology coach, trauma-informed therapist, founder of Happya, and someone who knows all too well what it feels like to be frozen by life. Whether you're brand new here or one of our beautiful returning listeners, I'm so grateful you're tuning in today. So before we dive in, let's take a moment. Exhale. Drop your shoulders. Let your nervous system know it's safe here. Because this episode is tender. It's honest, but it might just feel like the conversation you didn't know you needed. Especially if you've been feeling stuck, disconnected, or like life is happening around you. You can't quite get back into it. Have you ever felt the weight of life becoming unbearable? Not because you're physically overloaded or burnt out, but because your mind and body have just shut down. You're functioning. You're doing what needs to be done, but everything else feels foggy, hollow, and paused. That's not laziness. It's not weakness. That's your body's built-in survival mechanism. That's the freeze response. And this is something I've lived personally and again recently, actually. Life throws some unexpected curveballs emotionally, mentally, and energetically. And for me, my body responded by shutting off. This looked like my thoughts were clouded, even small decisions became difficult. And rather than powering through, I froze. Here's the thing I want you to hear. This is why self-care is not just a luxury or a Sunday bath with candles. Real self-care is knowing what your nervous system needs to stay regulated. It's knowing how to soothe rather than scold. And it's having the awareness to say, I know what this is. I know what I need. And that's what I mean when I talk about your happier survival kit. Not a Pinterest perfect routine, but actual tools to meet your needs when life is stable and when life throws chaos your way. So that's what today is about. We're going to be unpacking the freeze response. We'll explore what it is, why it's not your fault, and how to begin gently thawing from it. So, what is the freeze response really? You've likely heard of fight or flight. It's our nervous system's response to danger. But there's another response that doesn't get talked about enough or in enough detail, and that's freeze. This is what happens when the brain decides the threat is too overwhelming to run from or fight. It conserves energy. It slows everything down. Freeze is what trauma therapists call dorsal vagal state. It's part of your parasympathetic nervous system branch that typically calms you. But in freeze, it goes into overdrive and you disconnect. You lose energy. You shut down. In freeze, prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that handles logic, reason, decision making, goes offline. Emotions get numbed, movement feels impossible, connection feels unsafe or unreachable. And this can happen after a build-up of stress or a single traumatic event. For some, it's cyclical. For others, it's situational. Let me just speak to those of you who have experienced major loss. When my husband passed away, my brain literally shut down. I could hear people talking, their voices were muffled. It was like I was underwater. I couldn't read. I would try over and over again to read passages, documents. There's so much to deal with, but the words literally had no meaning. I would read a sentence and it didn't compute at all. The thing is, my brain was conserving all available energy to keep me alive. It was focusing on only essentials, making sure I was breathing in and out. So if you've been there, I want you to know you're not broken and you're not failing. Your body is keeping you alive and safe. And there is a way back, gentle, grounded way of coming back to yourself. So let me be clear. You didn't choose this. Freeze is not a mindset problem. It's not about willpower. It's your nervous system trying to protect you when the world feels too much. If your life has been shaped by trauma, high expectations, emotional labor, or chronic stress, your system may default to freeze as its baseline safety. And what often happens next is shame. We judge ourselves for being stuck. But here's the science. Shame actually activates the same stress system that got you into freeze in the first place. So, what if instead of that judgment, instead of holding on to that shame, you offered yourself compassion? What if being stuck was a sign of your strength? That your body was doing its best to keep you safe, doing what it was designed to do. What does kindness to yourself look like right now? As I mentioned earlier, I've been moving through my own freeze state lately. Energetic overload, emotional fatigue, and decision paralysis. It all kind of added up, which led to emails being unread, days blurred. Even simple tasks felt more like mountains. And instead of fighting it, I noticed it and I named it. I let it be okay. And then I turned to my own Happya survival kit, which includes breath work, music, somatic movement, and deep rest. I asked, what do I need today to feel just 2% more resourced? So if that's where you are right now, I want you to know I'm not talking down to you. I'm sitting right here next to you. I've been where you are. You don't have to push your way out. You can invite yourself back to life. So, here's just a few gentle ways to start that thawing process to begin re-engaging with presence and not pressure. And the first of those is to ground gently. So this is placing bare feet on the floor. Notice the weight of your body and do a five senses check in. What can you see? What can you hear? What can you feel? What can you smell? And what can you taste? This will ground you gently into the present moment. Another strategy would be to use micro movements, just moving one finger, roll one shoulder, blink slowly, sigh. Any tiny movement reminding your body it can act again. Thirdly, offer permission. Speak kindly to yourself. Say, it's okay to be here. It's okay to go slow. Reassure your system that it's safe to re-engage. Join back into life. Don't hustle. Take things calmly, take small steps. So perhaps that's listen to another podcast episode, open a window, take in the fresh air. Let yourself witness life again without judgment, without opinion, without overanalyzing it. Just allow yourself to be. Focus on what kindness you can show yourself again. What rest do you need? What's one action that moves you towards the life that you want to feel, that you want to experience? What's your next gentle step? What would just a small amount more of regulation look like for you today? What could look like that feeling of a win for you? So let's step into why this matters. So when freeze takes over, your dorsal vagal system, the part responsible for slowing everything down, gets stuck in the on position. And that leads to low energy, disconnection, and cognitive fog. But when you move, even slightly, your nervous system shifts. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for rational thought, planning, and decision making, starts to light up again. Neurochemicals like dopamine and oxytocin begin to flow. You reconnect with possibility. This is what I call choice reactivation. You tell your body, I'm safe, I can choose again. Even one stretch, one breath, one kind thought can be enough to begin that process. So, what freedom looks like over time, you don't go from freeze to fireworks, you go from freeze to feeling. Little by little, you return to yourself. You laugh again. You make decisions again. You feel moments of joy without guilt. You reclaim the steering wheel of your life. And when the freeze creeps back, because sometimes it will, you'll recognize it. You'll have tools. You'll know it's not forever. So here's what I want you to try. Today, choose one micro action. It might be opening the window, drinking a glass of water, writing one sentence in a journal, letting sunlight hit your skin. Let it be enough. And if you want to take a bigger step, subscribe to the podcast, join my weekly newsletter at Happya, follow along on socials, or book a free connection chat with me. You're not meant to do this alone. Working with me isn't about fixing yourself, it's about returning to yourself. So, what do you need today? Can you give yourself permission to receive it? So, if your body has gone quiet, if you feel frozen, if you're just doing what needs to be done and nothing more, let me offer these reminders. You're not broken, you're protecting. You're not lazy, you're in a survival state. You don't need to power through, you need to power with yourself. Micro movements matter. And finally, you get to come back to life slowly, softly, and on your terms. Let those land. So, what's possible beyond freeze? Well, imagine waking up and feeling your breath without panic, making a decision without spiraling, feeling connection that doesn't drain you, resting without guilt. That's what's waiting beyond the freeze. Not a perfect life, but a life where you feel like you again. If you're in that frozen space today, I'm holding you in my heart. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me walk beside you. And until next time, take care of you. If you've enjoyed this episode, ensure you hit subscribe, head on over to my website, happyacoach.com, sign up for the weekly newsletter, and let me support you in living a happier life. I'm your host, Clare Deacon. Thank you for listening. Have a fabulous day.